How to schedule a meeting in Google Meet on receiving payment in Razorpay automatically. So this video is very useful for all the people who are taking the online appointments, because here I am going to tell you that whenever the payment is done by a user via Razorpay payment gateway, how you can automatically schedule a meeting into the Google Meet for the same person who has just made a payment without doing anything manually. Yes, it is possible. You just need to build a connection in between these applications, and after that, every time someone is going to make a payment, a meeting will be scheduled automatically into the Google Meet software. Want to learn how you can do this? Come with me and I'll show you the whole process step by step. So I'm collecting the online payments via this page, and I have created this page via Razorpay payment gateway, and I want whenever someone is going to make a payment from here, an appointment or a Google Meet should be scheduled automatically, and we are also going to share the meeting details with the same person via Gmail. And for that, I'll have to build a connection in between Razorpay and Google Meet, and I'm going to do that with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing integration and automation software via which you can connect multiple applications and automate your task. Well, you can also reach here by typing pabbly.com/connect. I will also attach this link into my description box. Now, if you are a new user of Pabbly Connect, you will have to sign up for free. I'm already an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so that is why I'm clicking on sign in. Now, in the free account, you will also get free tasks, that too every month, in order to test these kinds of amazing automation. Now, after reaching out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, the very first thing you'll have to do is to click on this blue button that is create workflow, and simply provide a random name to your automation, to your workflow. So let's say I am providing the name as schedule a meeting in Google Meet on receiving the payment in Razorpay. So how about I go with this particular name? Okay, so let me read it once again. Schedule a meeting in Google Meet on receiving the payment in Razorpay. Now click on create, and after clicking on this button, you will find two boxes in front of you. These are actually trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So whenever this happens, do this. Understand with an example also. Whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, send an email automatically via Gmail application. And here, according to our use case, whenever the payment happen in the Razorpay payment gateway application, automatically schedule a meeting in Google Meet application. So this is how you need to always select the applications in which you are setting up an automation. And here I am building the automation in between Razorpay and Google Meet. So that is why I have chosen first application as the Razorpay, and I want that whenever the payment is captured in Razorpay, this automation should start trigger. So that is why I have selected this particular trigger event. Now, after selecting these two things, here you can see a webhook URL and few set of instructions. Okay, so the idea here is we are going to connect our Razorpay with the Pabbly Connect so that the payment capture details can be captured here in the Pabbly Connect, and then we are going to send the same data to the Google Meet in order to schedule the meetings. Okay, and how I am going to do that? Well, again, you will have to follow the instructions. So firstly, copy this webhook URL and go back to your Razorpay dashboard, and here under the settings you will find an option of the webhooks. Okay, here is the settings option. I have clicked on that, and at the above side you will find an option of webhooks, and from this blue button add new webhook, you will have to paste the same webhook URL which you have just received via Pabbly Connect. All right, and after providing the webhook URL, you will have to select the action event, and it should be the same event which you have selected into the Pabbly Connect. And here I have selected this payment captured, so that is why I am going to select the same event here, and after that you'll have to click on this create webhook button, and this is how the webhook will be added here, and that means now Razorpay and Pabbly Connect is connected. Okay, now you will have to read the instructions that it is actually waiting for the webhook response. Log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission or record so that the data can can be recorded here in the webhook response. So basically here the test submission means is making of a new payment here or just a test payment. We are going to make a dummy payment here so that firstly we can get the details here, the payment capture details here. Okay, so I'll go back to the Pabbly Connect and here I will directly open the payment pages, and here in this particular payment pages I've already created a one page for the appointment for skin doctor. So let me show you this page. Here is the page URL. I will open this page in front of you and you will see that what kind of page I have created. So basically the idea here is I am collecting the appointments online. I'm actually giving the appointments online as a skin doctor, for which I am collecting the payments from here, and I want as soon as someone is going to make a payment from here, a meeting should be scheduled into my Google Meet automatically. Alright, and how I'm going to do that? So firstly, as per the instructions, I'm going to make a dummy payment here, a test payment here, and for that I'm going to use the test card details of the Razorpay. Okay, test card Razorpay. If you will search like this, you will find the test card details here via which I am going to make a dummy payment. All right, so here are the details of the dummy payment. Okay, let me show you. Here are the details. Okay, so coming back here, and the consultation fee for the appointment for the skin doctor is actually 300. admin@pabblytudes.com. So assume that the email address of the person is admin@pabblytudes.com. Here I am going to add a dummy phone number. All right, so I have added the same. Now it is asking for the preferred date. Well, I have added a calendar here, and assume that the person is interested in scheduling this appointment for the 18th of January. After that, I have provided the several details, basically the timing details as well. So I used to provide the appointments for these 4 slots only, so that is why I have provided only 4 details, and I have intentionally added this timings into the 24 hours format. Why? I'll tell you within the video later. Okay, so for now I am going to select this 10 of the morning. All right, full name. So assume that demo user is actually the name of the person. Now finally I have provided all the dummy details, and now I am going to make a test payment. All right, the contact details will be the same. I'll have to click on the proceed. Alright, I have not added the correct number. It should be actually of the 10 digit. Okay, I have provided the same. Now I am going to click on test card details, and here the test card is already saved in my phone, in my PC. Alright, clicking on this button, pay now, pay without saving the cards. And here I'll be clicking on this button success, and this is how the payment has been successful. Now when I'll come back to Pabbly Connect, here you will see the same payment details will be captured as a response here. Let me show you the details one by one. So here we have the 18 January date. Here we have the phone number, the full name, the email, the timing. So we have captured all the appointment related details. Now I am going to schedule an appointment into the Google Meet. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that the first step of our automation is actually done, which was connecting Pabbly Connect and Razorpay and capturing the data here. Now we're going to send the same data to where? To the Google Meet application. So that is why I'm going to search for the Google Meet here. All right, so I have selected the same. Now in action event, I'm going to choose the schedule a meeting. Well, I just have a single action event only here. Okay, when you are connecting your Google Meet for the first time with Pabbly Connect, that make sure that you go with the add a new connection and provide the access from here. I will go with the existing connection only, clicking on save, and you will see the Google Meet account will be immediately connected with Pabbly Connect. Now it is asking for the calendars. So I want that this particular meeting should be scheduled into one of my Google Calendar. So how about I go with this PabCon only. Okay, and here it will only include the calendars that support the Google Meetings. Okay, so if your Google Calendar supports the Google Meeting scheduling, then this will surely schedule a meeting in your Google Calendar. Alright, now it is asking for the summary and the description of the meeting. Okay, so let's say I provide the summary as new appointment is received via, and how about I add the name of the person. And from where I'm going to add the name? Well, I have just received the name and other data in the previous step, and I'm going to use the same data here exactly. Where is the name of the person? Here it is. Okay, and I don't need to manually copy and paste the data here. Okay, I'm going to map it, and mapping is very simple in Pabbly Connect. If you will click on this particular field, the above data will be visible here, and here I am going to search for the name of the person. Okay, so the summary of this meeting will be: new appointment is received via this particular person, and the meeting has been scheduled. Okay, so this is going to be the summary of this particular meeting. And don't worry, this name of the customer will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time. That is why we have to map this value. If we are going to provide any data manually, the data will remain same, and if we are going to map the data will vary as per the automation will work. Okay, as the automation will work. Now it is asking for the description, so I am going to write the description something like this only. Okay, new appointment is received via, and how about here I add the email address of the person. So basically I have searched for the email address with the help of @, and here I have the email address. Now I have provided the summary, the description. Now it is asking for the start date, basically the start date of the meeting, and the end meeting date and time. Okay, and here you can clearly read the instructions that enter your event start in this particular format, and the format has already given. It is actually into the TZ format, and the format should be into the UTC. Okay, in the end date also the same instructions has been provided, and you can get the date time value from here. Okay, so I'll have to map the start and the end date in this particular format. Okay, and I have already received the start and end date. Okay, basically I have received the start date, and I'm going to calculate the end date, because here I'm going to give the consultation for at least 1 hour. So what I'll do is I'll add plus 1 hour. I'll add one more hour in the existing time, and this is how I'm going to fetch the end date. Okay, so firstly let us check where we have the date and the time. Okay, so we have received the date as 18th Jan 2023, and where is the timing? Alright, the timing is actually 10 a.m. and there is no AM and PM value. It is actually into the 24 format. But here we have an interesting twist. What is that twist? We will have to map the date and time into a single field only. Okay, and that too in this particular format. But the date and time which we have received is completely in different format, and that too separately. Okay, so how I am going to combine these two, and how I am going to get that particular, that preferred time zone which the Google Meet is asking for? Well, it is very easy with Pabbly Connect. Click on this plus icon, and here with the help of date and time formatter feature, which is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect, I am going to work with the dates. Okay, so here in the action event I'm going to select this format date and time, format date with side time zone. Okay, now click on connect, and here it is asking for the date which needs to be formatted. Okay, so it is asking to provide the date. So if I'll click on this particular field, I'll find the above data here. Let me search for the date, and here I have the date, and here I'm also going to map the time as well. Okay, here I have the time, so I have mapped the date and time. So what is this format? It is actually DDMMYY, and this is hours minutes. Okay, so I'll have to choose this from format from here. So basically we have the month in the written format, in the sentence format, so I'll have to choose that what kind of format actually I should choose. Okay, so I just have the single format for this January. Here you can see it has written. Okay, so that is MMDDYYHHMMSS. Okay, here we have the month, date, year, hours, minutes and seconds. So how about I map the same? And since it has the hours, minutes and seconds, and I just have the hours and minutes, so how about I also add this 00 extra, and every time what will happen now onwards, after the date and time, these extra 2 zeros for the second values, basically for the seconds value, will be added automatically. Okay, so from format is there, we have the to format. Well, I want the to format in which particular format? Again, I'll take you here. Okay, it should be into the T and Z format. So let us search for the same format, and we have the T and Z format. Here you can see the T and the Z. Z, okay, while instead of this I'll have to go with this because it has Z in the end. Okay, so I have provided the same format for which the Google Meet is looking for. Now it is asking from the from time zone and the to time zone. Okay, so in from, I'll have to choose this Asia Kolkata only because I am from India and I'll go with the same. And in the to time zone, well, as per the instruction, I'll have to search for the UTC format. Now why UTC format? Again, as per the instructions, I'll have to choose UTC format. But why they have even mentioned about the UTC format only? Because every time I am going to schedule a meeting in my Google Calendar, in my Google Meeting, the meeting will automatically take the time value as plus 5:30. Okay, the plus 5:30 hours will be automatically added into my existing time. So that is why it is clearly asking us to provide the UTC format so that we can avoid this extra plus 5:30 hours. Okay, so that is why I will go with this UTC format only. Okay, now finally I'll click on this button, save and send test request. Well, the response is received. Let us check the date and time. So we have actually the date of 4th January 2023. Well, this is something wrong because I have actually scheduled the meeting for the 18th January as far as I remember. Okay, so I'll have to check that whether I am actually doing the mistake. All right, so the format was the all right, we had the hours, minutes and seconds, and here we have the date, month and year. Okay, all right, so I think I have not provided this extra space in between the date and the time. So how about I place my cursor here, give a extra space, and now I am going to click on this button once again and let us check whether I am receiving the date of 18th. Yes, I was correct. That extra space was missing. So did you notice that while creating the workflow, how important these extra spaces or how important the date, the time, everything is? So make sure whenever you are going to create the automation inside Pabbly Connect, be careful about everything. All right, now finally we have the start date, which I'm going to map in this particular step basically here. And what about the end date? Well, I want the date and time of after 1 hour, because here I am going to take the appointment, take the consultation for at least 1 hour. So how about I add extra 1 hour in this particular date, and then I am going to add that particular value in the end date. Okay, I am going to do that with the help of the date and time formatter only. Okay, so click on this plus icon once again and search for the date and time formatter, and for adding 1 extra hour I am going to choose this add or subtract action event, clicking on connect, and here it has connected, asking for the enter date, basically asking for the date. So I just received the date into my previous step only. Here we have the date and time, and the second thing, it is asking to provide the expression, provide the amount of time which you would like to add or subtract to the date. So I want to add 1 extra hour. Okay, so here it has clearly given the example of plus 8 hours, and in this particular case I just want to add 1 hour, only 1 hour. Okay, so I provided the same. Well, it is asking for the to and the form format. It will be T and Z only. So where is the T and Z format? Here we have the T and Z format as this. Let us search for the same here also, and here we have the T and Z format. Finally, I'm going to click on this button, save and send test request, and let us check that what time we have. So we have 18th January 2023, and we have this particular time, and I'm going to map this particular time in Google Meet, and let us check whether the Google Meet has been scheduled for the same date and time or not. So here I am going to click on this particular field, but the data which we have just received via to extraction step is not visible here. So how about I firstly save this particular step? Well, the start and end date is required, so let me provide some dummy value just to save this particular step. Okay, so I have provided a dummy value here, clicking on save, and you will see this is how my automation will be refreshed. And now when I will click on this particular field, the above data will be started showing, and here we have the start date which I am going to map from here. Here we have the end date. In this particular field I am going to map this add and subscribe. Basically I'm going to map the value from this particular step. Okay, so I have mapped the start date, the end date, asking for the attendees email, basically with which particular person your meeting is actually going to schedule for. So I am going to search for the same person where we have the email address. Here we have the email address. Okay, asking for the request ID, enter the random unique ID for this request. You should regenerate this ID for the every new request. If an ID provided is the same as for the previous request, the request is ignored. Okay, so it is asking to provide a unique ID. So how about I provide the email address only, because this is something is actually unique in my automation. Clicking on this button, but before that let me open my Google Calendar where this meeting is actually going to schedule. Okay, so here we have the Google calendar. Let me open my Google Calendar. All right, well, here you can see the meeting has been scheduled, but the current meeting is actually scheduled for the different timing, that is of 3:30 to 4:30. I think I have not provided the timings, basically the format into the UTC format as per the instructions. I'll have to cross check it. Okay, so here we have the date and time formatter. Basically our second step was format date and time. Okay, and here I'll have to check the 2 time zone. Yes, it is actually the Asia and Kolkata only, and I'll have to change it in between to the into the UTC, ETC and UTC format. Clicking on this button, save and send test request. All right, and here we have different time, don't worry about that. All right, so coming back here, and here I'm going to refresh this automation so that all values will be replaced automatically. Okay, whatever the values I have mapped here, okay, these values will be automatically mapped with the new value which I have just received. Okay, let me click on this button, save and send test request once again so that this automation will execute for one more time. Okay, so here we have the end date. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and finally I am going to click on the last save and send test request button of my Google Meet action step. But how about I change this particular text so that I will be able to differentiate in the timings. Okay, so a new appointment, how about I write something like a new appointment. Okay, and in the description also I am going to add a new appointment. Okay, finally going to click on this button, save and test request, and again wait for the response or wait for the meeting to be scheduled here. Alright, here you can see the meeting has been scheduled automatically, and if I am opening this meeting, the date is perfect, the timing is also perfect, and it has also scheduled for at least 1 hour, and the end time is also here. And now whenever this date and time will arrive, you can directly join the meeting from this particular button only. If I'll click on this button, you will see how the meeting will be open from here. And you can join the meeting from here, but from where the person will get to know, from where the person is going to join the meeting. So we are going to share the meeting details on his Gmail so that whenever the appointment date will arrive, they can join the meeting easily. Okay, so for that I'm going to click on this plus icon here. I have searched for the Gmail because I want to inform the customer, inform the user on his Gmail in action event. Of course I want to send an email, so I'll go with the same, clicking on connect, and here again I will go with the existing connection. But if you are making the connection for the first time, you will have to select this add a new connection, and if you will click on this button, it will ask you the Gmail credentials. Okay, so simply provide your Gmail credentials, and don't worry, Pabbly Connect is 100% safe. Okay, asking for the recipient asking for the recipient email address. Well, here my recipient is actually the one who is making the payment, and I already have received the detail of that person via my Razorpay step. So how about I map the email ID of the same person, and here we have that particular value. Okay, and here let me tell you whatever the details I'm mapping here will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in the real time. Okay? I'm repeating this again, that these values will be replaced automatically. You do not have to do anything. Okay, I'm leaving this CC and BCC field blank, asking for the sender name. So how about I just provide a random sender name as the Pabbly only. Finally it is asking for the email subject, appointment is scheduled. Okay, This is going to be the subject line, and here reply to will be the blank. All right, it is asking for the email content type, so I'll go with the plain email only. Finally, it is asking for the email content, so here I'm going to write hello, and here I will place the name of the person, okay, which will replace automatically. Hello demo user, your appointment has been scheduled for, or how about I provide the timings. And here, instead of providing the timings from these steps, basically these timings are actually difficult to read, so the customer may get confused, he might get confused. So how about I provide the date and time from the Google Forms data only, because it is actually into the very easy format, it is in the readable format. Okay, so here we have the date. Your appointment has been scheduled for 18th Jan 2023, placing a comma, and here I'm going to add the timing. Okay, and timing is actually 10 a.m. I have mapped in, and you can join your meeting, you can join the meeting from here. Okay, and from where I will get the meeting link? Well, do not worry, we have received the meeting link in our previous step, basically in our Google Meet step. Okay, so our fourth step was Google Meet, and let me show you the response of this particular meeting data, basically the response of this particular action step. Okay, so here we have the response, and where is the meeting link? I'll have to check. All right, Hangout link is there, and here we have the meeting link, and I am going to map the same meeting link here. Okay, let me map it. All right, click here and search for the meeting link or the Hangout link. Okay, this is how I'm going to successfully map all the data. Finally, I'm going to click on this button, and you will see how the person will also get the meetings detail automatically on his Gmail. Let me first open the Gmail account of the very same person. Alright, so this is the Gmail account of the very same person. Finally, in front of you, I'll be clicking on this button, and you will see the response will be received and the person will get the email. Okay, let me refresh the Gmail. And here you can see the mail has already arrived, and it is the same subject line, that appointment is scheduled. Let me open that very same email. Hello dummy user, your appointment has been scheduled for 18 Jan, and here's the timing. You can join the meeting from here. So this is how you can compose a very nice email, that too automatically, and you can then even send the very same email automatically with the help of Pabbly Connect. And you just need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect once, and after that, every time someone is going to make a payment in your Razorpay payment gateway, your meeting will be scheduled automatically into the Google Meeting, and the same person who is making a payment will get an email about the meeting details. Okay, so this is how you can completely automate this process, and you just need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect once. After that, Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually. You can simply close Pabbly Connect and sit back and relax. I'm also going to attach the workflow link, the same workflow which I have created in front of you, into my description box. So if you'll click on this particular link, the same workflow will be cloned into your account, that too for free. You just need to sign up into the Pabbly Connect for that. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues, and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.